benchmark now, whatever state he's in right now, and then do this for 15 minutes. You can measure me, we'll get him back and see if he's
How do you find out which of the waters is working? Where do you place that? Is that from just what you have with the computer, or is it just from holding?
No, he's holding a vial in his hand.
It's just from holding, correct? And then you measure again?
Same.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way because if you drink the water, there is an influence, and it influences also the testing after that. If you take it in your hand, you take it away, the influence is gone. So now we do a new baseline.
Okay.
And after that, we do the treatment.
Okay.
And after that, we want to see what's happening.
Also, when they do the testing with the formula, when they do the vials, they have to make sure that the concentration that's used is the concentration as if you were drinking it. You don't do it with
The
higher
concentration.
Exactly.
I was thinking about that. The formulas, you say, well, you take 2 ounces or 4 ounces or whatever, you put it in a container, and then you add spring water. You have this big container that you have to deal with. I would think it would be easier to say, put 10 drops in a glass and add 2 ounces of spring water and drink that, because then I don't have to keep that big jug of mixed water someplace in the house where my husband might throw it out or might use it on flowers or. You see what I'm saying?
What you'll find is
Put 2 drops or 3 drops, whatever the proportion is. 5 drops, add 2 ounces, drink it down.
what you'll find is, if we start with Dr. Tolman, is when she was doing her studies, and actually one of my people fill in some blanks on that, she was doing tests that would be exactly the way Terry would tell them to do it, versus doing it another method. And when they were doing the comparison studies, they didn't have the results, but it wasn't followed through exactly that way. And
So overcharged.
she would tell you.
This is the baseline at the moment.
So we're going to go see if this takes me down.
Some overcharged.
You're overcharged. You're overactive.
Screen is not doing it.
And the spleen is not doing good. And that's been the low point.
Still.
Okay, let's get you set up. Then you're welcome to back to see what we're going to do.
You see so many commercials on TV for new medications, and the disclaimers they have afterwards.
Yes. Yeah.
And my God, if you follow the disclaimers, who the hell would take the medicine?
Exactly.
I mean, it's scary.
Fortunately, they're required to say them.
Yes, and in the past, I'm sure they didn't have to do that, but it just.
That's your basic situation now.
Pretty stimulated, huh? Except what? Spleen?
Spleen pancreas is really unbalanced between left and right side. So there's a big difference between left and right.
Okay. You didn't even put the laser on.
I think it's even better to use another kind of treatment.
Over the top.
In Europe, I think more or less 85 up to 90% had less of energy. Around about 10% are in the area of the normal, and only a few percent are over that. USB hub.
Did his best to take the money and did nothing to support any of the bills that we asked him. Nothing. The one day, you know what he did? He didn't. The rest of them are doing a good job with
Yeah.
using that money.
Oh,
But from the
both.
federal level, they're getting nothing.
Nothing.
From the state
We're
level,
doing a treatment with light.
What's the
Is that
frequency
laser?
there? What is it?
It's not a laser. It's
it's very frustrating.
it's light therapy, and there are several frequencies.
He's had a breakfast with Walsh last weekend. He has no idea what's going on, but he's at least
Listen.
now yeah, you can bend him and tell him what's going on. He'll say, "Oh my gosh, that's terrible." I just this other guy. He hears that he's.
Okay, now, you put my age group in there. If you had said I was younger, would that look normal?
No.
I mean, is they go by, are these bands normalized to how old or how young you are?
It depends on the age and on the age.
Gender.
And male or female.
Gender. But if I had had the same readings and I was 20 years old, would that be considered normal?
Or say 42. 38. Let's say 38. That's always a good age, right? I'm turning 40 on Saturday.
Whoa.
I don't think I'm going to make it to 50 at this rate. I'm telling you, this is just.
Welcome to the club.
I don't mind. It doesn't bother me about that. I have very little fear of death. I mean, at this point, I just.
Oh.
Except I would like to fulfill a lot more.
I'd like to live forever because there's just a whole lot of things I want to do and try.
I'd like to be smart enough to be able to do more to help more people,
You know?
and live long enough to be able to
I'd
do
like
it.
to find someone who can take over this neutron therapy so I can get into electromedicine full time.
Well, I'd like to sit down. I got a guy hired. If I ever get this guy on staff, I'd like to figure out if I can come out here like a Wednesday afternoon a month or something, and we can just do something, and then start to go from there. You know, because it's.
You know, Argonne is trying to help me. You know, I have a patent on the microcurrent for radiation side effects.
Okay.
I don't know if I told you that.
You told me you were working on this and you had applied for a patent.
Yeah.
Last
Well,
time.
actually, I didn't do much of it. The lab bureaucracy did it. But they are willing now to actually help me set up a clinic or a training school or something to actually do this, and they're actually looking for an MD to be involved.
I'm there. I'm
Um,
there. I'm on staff all around their place.
So I just might mention your name. Dr. Brown is trying to get involved in it too, but he's too far away.
I'm right there. We're
I know
right.
you.
I'm in Hinsdale. I'm at Silver Cross. So you pick a place around there. We're there.
Right. So they're coming out next Tuesday to talk about some things. I don't know how it's all going to work out. And I haven't been able to focus on it because I'm trying to get that paper. I've got 2 papers. Let's just talk to get ready all by Thanksgiving. So that's why. That's my energy levels are up.
Speaking of this, you remember your lady with the trismus that wanted to kill herself?
Yes.
We treated her. She's at 2.4 centimeters. 3.4 centimeters of mouth opening.
Yeah.
No pain.
She called us. She told us that.
We got her device. She has a portable
Yeah.
Acuscope for home use.
And I heard her insurance company paid 80% or something.
They paid the whole thing.
Did they?
You know why though? She was aging out.
Uh-huh.
She didn't get the treatment for the
Second round, right?
Trismus?
adenoma
Oh.
when they were actually doing the tumor. She didn't get the treatment for like 7 or 8 months because she had been with a different oral surgeon, and then her
You
oral
got yourself
surgeon.
up?
Yes?
Did the clock went off?
Yes.
Her oral
How do you
surgeon
feel?
came back
Problem.
in. Oh.
John, would you come back and
Sure will.
turn that, turn it off? So
I
turn
see.
turn it to.
No, she and I sail competitively with each other and against each other. And racing is
So they're gonna
great.
try to, he's gonna try to figure out how to get me down a little bit. I don't know if I.
Interesting.
He's about 5% of the people he deals with in Europe are in that state. Everybody's low.
Well, you spend a lot of time in Europe. I think it's not like a residual effect.
So, I mean, that's how you keep yours plugged
Well,
in
I
at all
have,
times? You
you
keep it plugged in at all times?
with the button,
And then you just pop the switch on or off?
We just pop the switch on or
I
off.
think we're gonna do that. It's so much less wear and tear on those cords.
Yes, yeah, it works just fine. Just turn the thing on or off. But I will admit to you that this morning, yesterday and today, I did my odontins.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. It worked. And I was talking to Cindy about that. Usually when you do the odontins on the Echoscope, and then you turn the thing off and you try to see a continuity, it usually doesn't register on the odontins, even though it might on other tissue. The last 2 days when I did it, it registers. When I turn it off and just check
You
the
run all of
current,
them?
I run around all of them in a total of about 10 minutes. I mean, I'm completely charged. All the meridians are charged.
It certainly confirms what you're saying here.
But if that's the case, and you have low energy, we could have tried odontins on him to raise it. I bet that would have worked.
But part of the problem on that is I don't have all the teeth.
No, you them up above. I don't think I have TTC.
See, you can always get a neuroscope and then you can retrofit a la Renee. With an odontin probe, it would work just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's what he needs to keep his energy up. See, I did it yesterday and I did it this morning.
Well, what is, again, I've lost it because I haven't dealt with it so long. What is the primary function of the spleen? Is it digestion component, right?
It all depends on what you're looking at. It actually makes blood. If you look at the traditional Chinese stuff, it produces hematopoietic tissue.
All right, because I know the Chinese and the Western medicines and
Very
spleen
different.
are.
With the Western idea, what it does is sequesters bad blood cells and works as a filter. And in the
Well, that would explain some of what we've been discussing previous to coming here tonight. Because the heat went up, energy went up, and I went down, and we
Are you
said
gonna treat
reversal, and I'm just coming out of that
to
now.
do it with the
Does
laser.
that
Okay.
fit? I mean.
What if you
but-
didn't do the laser and you tried the formulas first?
That's also possible. But we want to know if there any blockages are, and we have to do a treatment to see that. Because otherwise, for instance, if a patient gets lots of cortisone, you can't see any regulation. And if you're doing testing, formulas, or something else, you didn't get any right results.
Vis-a-vis of therapy?
Because cortisone disturb the regulation of the body.
This is cortisone self. I'm not taking any cortisone. This is adrenal generated stuff.
Now, are you using the same laser on her that you used on me?
Did you say something else?
It's the same laser,
Okay.
but this is the same point, of course. But we use a second point too. This is not similar to the points we use.
It's you used a different point on me.
We use a different point.
That was enough.